Welcome to TradeTheMBI.com. This is John. This report is for the 22nd. Well, no surprise. We talked about this on the holiday during the light market trade that the indications were from the S&P that we would see a break of the 61% heading down towards the 4,008 range. We're at 4,750. What a shock. Who could have possibly figured that? Um, I'm being facetious, of course, but it was pretty clear with this. And my thought was the NASDAQ would be the leading case in it, that it would help drive things forward. You can see the DOC continued with the strong move of shorts in that segment, but we did see some short-term buyers popping in at this particular stage, but that shakeout pretty significant, dip below the red line on the extreme. I think it's at best they'll be able to try and hold in this 50% range, but with these readings, could be tough, and a break of that does suggest a lower cascade is still potentially possible. From an NQ standpoint, you can see that it already was below this previous algo, proved to be the resistance at the 12,447 range, and it dipped just below the 61%. At that level, move to the 50% makes sense, but that would be a significant dip to the S&P would move much further, probably closer towards the 38, or maybe somewhere in between the 23% as well. So that's something to be mindful of. The strong DOC spread finally taking place from the NQ. It did move steel above that negative 13.5, which suggests that there's still some that are buying into the dip, at least from an interim, trying to, I guess, test the waters, so to speak. This is what I get from TradeStation. Sometimes it's lagging in its response. See if I can get that to come back up. Looking at oil there, I'm trying to pop TLT back up. Slight dip down to the 75 range. Helpful, but again, still too high for any meaningful move as far as trying to get some support. Gold standpoint, stabilizing at this particular range. Still not great from a turnaround standpoint. We'd be lucky to hold the level as it is. And the euro, pretty much flatlining. I don't know why. When I pop up the TLT chart, it just keeps giving me this CL instead. But been going around in circles with the TS, going on and off all morning. Keep trying to reboot, but it is what it is. Okay, waiting for the charts. Come on. Let's help it out a little. ETH, a little bit of a pullback, not much. I mean, even Bitcoin holding up fairly decent, just around that 24K range. They're all doing just fine, and this is what I get from 50K. So I will continue to work on trying to get these setups going. Sort of at a loss in some of these cases for trying to get this to behave. It's one of those recent ongoing things since the most recent updates. But either way, I will continue to update you if we've got anything relevant on 50K, 5K charts that I can show. But we knew this weakness was bound to happen. And I would think that some are going to try and buy into this area just as or at least probably any dip around the 4K range. So we'll keep an eye out for that. And as always, though, you can look for me on the Skype chat. Trade well. We'll talk in later.